Welcome into another edition of the Coach Sam Adams Show. This time they were actually out of school today, so Coach had practice here on campus at Oxford High School. So we're in his office knocking the show out for our good friends at Kia of Anniston, Oxford. We want to thank them again for their sponsorship and continued sponsorship year in and year out of high school athletics here in Northeast Alabama. Coach, last week we spoke with you, had a week off, a much needed week off, and you guys kind of got some guys healthy and regrouped. Take us back through last week and what that looked like during an off week.
Yeah, so the way we choose to handle it is we practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And really kind of treat those as a little bit of game prep for the upcoming opponent. Really just a lot of fundamental work, trying to lighten up on them a little bit, not as much contact, with the goal of getting ourselves physically healthy and also kind of mentally refreshed too. Then our guys had 4 days off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I felt like that paid off in today's practice. You can tell we had some fresh legs and fresh minds, and ready to take on a really good opponent this week.
Coach, how do you monitor those guys during that time when you let them kind of hang out and chill out?
Yeah, so
make sure they don't do nothing crazy.
Yeah, that is a challenge. So we get our guys first period during the school day.
Gotcha.
So typically in normal game prep weeks, we bring them in a little bit before school, and we kind of have a period and a half with them there. But for last week, we just let them come in at normal school time. And, we did go in the weight room and stuff like that to occupy their time. I get a little bit more nervous about like this week where we're practicing first thing in the morning, and now they have all afternoon just completely free time. And it's one of the things I talked to them about after practice. They've got to show some maturity. A lot of high school age males or any age males, if you got that much free time, you're going to be tempted to stay up a little bit later and be playing video games or on your phone or whatever it is. So
flirting with girls.
That's right. Yes. Yep. That happens a lot. So they got to show some maturity in how they handle themselves for the hours that they're not up here this week. So they get to bed at a normal time. They eat the way they're supposed to, so that their bodies are prepared to practice the way that we need to, getting ready for this game.
Coach, this region is no stranger for state championships.
Yeah.
You've won 3 out of the last 4 in this region here. This is a tough opponent you got coming up as the defending 6A state champions, and I know you've been able to break film down on Coach Gilmer and his staff and what they do over there at Clay. For those who don't know a whole lot about Clay, which everybody watching this probably does, but if they didn't, what would you say about their team?
Oh, well, they have really good players at every spot, and they're really well coached in conjunction with that. The things they do schematically, offensively, and defensively, they're very sound. They're not going to do a lot of things that are going to be glaring coaching weaknesses, and they have some veteran guys over there where if we find a little scab to pick at early on, we're not going to be able to pick at the same thing for the entire game. They're going to have answers, and then we've got to be able to have another answer to that. Right. So it's definitely a tough challenge all the way around. I mean, they're the champs, and until somebody knocks them off, they're still the champs.
That's right.
So it's a great opportunity for our guys in a lot of ways to show that we belong in that level of competition, and from a recruiting standpoint, also we got a lot of guys that are wanting to get a little bit more recognition, as the case with probably every team out there. But when you play opponents like this, if you go out and put a good game on film, that's going to say a lot about your recruiting possibilities moving forward.
Sure.
I told them the story about 2015 when I was at Hillcrest, very similar situation going into it. We were 2-2, 3-2, something like that going in the game. Clay was the defending state champs and had won, I think, 18 games in a row or something like that. And that was the game that put Brian Robinson really on the map at a national stage. He rushed for about 400 and something in that game. And going into it, he had offers from Jacksonville State and Cincinnati. And then the next week, it was Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, Auburn, because they knew that he just did that against really good competition.
Right.
So, we're worried more about our season record and all that now, more so than the recruiting part of it. But it's a great opportunity for our guys in every single way.
Yeah, because you got tremendous athletes here as well. Mm-hmm. Albeit most of them young, they're still tremendous athletes, and you are correct. That's the way to get on the radar ASAP. Mm-hmm. Now, when you guys go into a game like this, Oxford's no stranger to big games or playing like that. something's a little more special a lot of times when you have to travel somewhere. So talk about that, your travel over there and what that's going to look like.
Yeah, so far we've gave our best showings of the season on the road.
Love it.
And I don't really know what the reason is for that. I know, speaking for myself, I kind of like going on the road. You get that kind of us against the world mentality. Right. And we'll have a big crowd there that'll travel from Oxford, as we always do. But it's always a little bit different. They make a big play, the crowd will be a little bit louder. And I think that's just another way that you have to kind of go into the game with a chip on your shoulder. And our guys will be ready to do that for sure.
No doubt. Now, Coach, you got meetings and other things going on this morning, so I don't want to keep all your time on this off day. Any final thoughts for everyone?
We're just excited for the opportunity. We still have a lot of stuff ahead of us as far as the region standings go this coming week against Clay and then the following week against Centerpoint. Obviously, we're not looking past Clay to anybody, but we still are in control of our own destiny right here. If we can reel off 2 wins in a row, then we'll be the region champs. And that's something that a lot of people have kind of counted us out on as the year's gone on and all that. But nothing prior to what's happened this week has any relevancy for what's going to happen on Friday night.
Correct.
So any success or hard times that we've had up until that, we got to be able to put all that to the side and just play our best game Friday night, and then knowing that this is the time of year we want to be peaking and playing our best football.
Can you believe that we're over 3/4 of the way through with this football season?
It's wild.
Regular season.
Yeah, you just go into it, you put your head down, you just work, and then you look up at some point, and most of it's
week
behind.
8, week 9.
Yeah.
You're sitting there like, what in the world, man?
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
I know. And it's the way our schedule was laid out, we played a lot of tough teams early, and
that's right.
And we still have several tough teams late in the schedule as well. So having that off week last week hopefully will be beneficial to us and for the weeks to come.
Well, Coach, good luck to you guys. I know you guys are going to travel well as always and have a good performance. And as you said, you control your own destiny, and I heard you telling the kids that, and they take it to heart, and you guys give everything you have, fight like your hair is on fire, and no telling what can happen Friday.
That's right.
Coach, thank you so much, and we'll see you again next Monday.
Thank you.